Well, hello, Stampers. It's the Pampered Stamper, and I am exactly on time. Yeah, if you know me well, you know this is a celebration time. So it's time for Cheer Corner, and I thought that I would switch things up a little bit and make it a little bit more fun because I've been wanting to try this technique with you. I saw it on my friend and fellow design team member Debbie Henderson's blog, and it's called a stack and shuffle technique. So we are going to be making these cards. Let's have a look. Oh, I guess I better switch the angle. So take a peek at this. Oh, you know what? I think I'm zoomed in too far. Let's take care of that. Oh, yes, I am. It must save the settings from the last time. And let's just slide them over. And then I have another one. Oh, you can't even see those. All right, you know what? I'm going to zoom out even more. Let's have a look. There. Now we can see a little bit more. So we have those three, and then I'm going to show you this one. This is my dud. See how the pieces don't line up? That's why I want you to use liquid adhesive. Because when they don't line up, if you have liquid adhesive, you can move things around as long as you do it quickly. And I didn't do it quickly because my original instructions that I had to leave a 1/4 inch border, but that's not true. You're going to be leaving a 1/8 inch border. So that's the basic idea for the cards. You don't worry about it if you didn't see enough of that. So I have my bows, 4 bows, and I have my paper, and this is what I've chosen. And you can switch it up. You can flip them over. Okay, so that's the paper, and it's from the Friendly Hello bundle from Celebration. If I might at the end make small packages of this available if you want to order them, if you want to buy them and have me mail them to you, no problem. And don't forget that if you want to win this mouse pad, make sure you comment and share my video. Okay, if you're watching on YouTube, I need a thumbs up, I need a comment, and there is a share button underneath. You can share it to Pinterest, you can share it to Facebook. Yeah, so make sure you do that, and then you'll be in the draw for this beautiful mouse pad. It makes me happy every day I use that thing. Love it. So then I also have 4 card bases, and I'm using black, basic black. Okay, now here's the diagram that you might want to take a screenshot of. Okay, so we're going to cut our paper at 4 inches by 6 inches first, 4 inches by 6 inches, and then we're going to cut 3/4 of an inch off the bottom. So let's do that. So you need a piece. Once you have your 5 1/4 by 4 inch, this is where we do our cutting. But I'm going to walk you through it, okay? And I'll take a picture of this later and I'll put it on my blog, okay? All right, I better keep that handy. So I'm going to stack up my papers. I'm going to cut all 4 at once. And if you hear a little song playing in the background, that's just my washing machine telling me it's done its job. So let me see if I can. I'm going to just turn off my laptop. I do have it here, and I'm going to see if I can see comments. Oh, look I do see comments. Wonderful. Hi, Shelley and Laura and Mary Ellen and Tricia and Gloria. Wonderful to see you guys here. I'm glad I got to say hello. Now, I know that when I watch a live video and they don't say hi, Jackie, I'm a little bit disappointed. I'll admit that. So I understand. But I'm not going to be able to see all of you. And there's Louise. Nice to see you. Now, I see how I see this paper. I want that bird. I don't want the upside down bird, so I'm going to cut the 4 inches on this side. All right? So I'm turning it upside down. So it's going to be 4 inches by 6 inches. Okay? Save this strip for something else. We won't need it today. So now we have our 4 inch by 6 inch piece, and we're going to cut off 3/4 of an inch off the bottom. Okay? 3/4 of an inch. Now you want to save these little pieces. We are going to use these for the inside of our cards. Now I forgot to put that on my supply list on Facebook, but you also want 4 pieces either of basic white, 4 inches by 5 1/4, or I'm using computer paper because I'll show you later what I like to do to the inside of my cards. So what we have left now is 4 pieces that are 4 inches by 5 1/4. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go to 2 3/4, and we're going to make a cut. Okay, so 2 3/4, and I'm just tucking those in a little bit. So I've cut at 2 3/4, And that 2 3/4 piece, I'm going to turn and cut at 3 inches. Okay. All right, we have our first 2 stacks. Moving them aside. Now on this long piece, I'm going to cut this piece at 2 inches. Okay. So, and I'm not going to worry too much. The trick is when you cut a stack, then sometimes it moves a little bit. So I'm cutting this one at 2 inches. Okay. Now I'm going to move my paper trimmer. I don't need it anymore. Now we have our stacks. Okay. So we have 4 stacks. This is where the fun starts. We're going to sort them into the various patterns and we're going to stack them from biggest to smallest. So I'm going to start with this pattern and I'm just going to go like this. Oh, and this one's actually bigger, so this one's going to go next. Here and here. I feel like a poker player. Okay, so now we have 1 and then we're going to do 2. So stick with me here. It's not difficult and it's a lot of fun. You know what? I'm just going to move it like this. Okay. Here. And here. And now we're going to do the blue piece. Here. So don't worry if you weren't good at shuffling cards. I'm a terrible card shuffler. Okay, and now we have this piece. All right, stick with me. We have 4 stacks now. Okay, now it's time to do the shuffling. But it's easy shuffling. Okay, this is the kind of shuffling that I can do. Hi, Shelley. Hi, Laura. Hi, Elfie. Hi, Leonie. It's good to see you. Hi, Charlene. Okay, I think I've caught up with everybody. Don't worry about not commenting on my videos. All you need is 1 comment to get in the draw. If you comment 10 times, you're not going to get into the draw 10 times, okay? And you can comment later too. It doesn't have to be live. And if you're working, just go back to work. I don't want to get into trouble. Okay, so what do I want to do now? Okay, so on the top, I'm going to take 1 and put it on the bottom, okay? Second pile, I'm taking 1, 2 and putting them on the bottom. The third pile, I'm taking 1, 2, 3, and putting them on the bottom. Okay, and with this pile, I do nothing. And now, I'm going to stack again. I'm taking 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, I'm going to put it aside. I'm going to do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then here we have our last 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we get to start. So we have our 4 piles. They're all going to be different, okay? And then if you want to switch it up, you can. You can switch up the patterns and turn them around. You can use the other side too if you like. But I'm going to try not to do that. And you know what I'm looking for? I'm looking to see where my bird went that I tried so hard to keep. Let's see. He might still have been lost. Oh, there. See, there he is. He lost his head. So all my work to save my bird, it didn't work. So it's okay. So I'm going to move my piles, these 2, and I'm going to start with this one. It doesn't really matter, I suppose. So are you with me so far? I hope so. My YouTube people, I feel so sorry for you. There's just not enough of me. Otherwise, if Gerard was here, I'd have him, cover the YouTube channel. So please chat with each other. And I can't see the chat afterwards for some reason. So if you really want me to respond, then add a comment later on in the video when this is over. So, okay. So watch this. I'm just going to lay this out for you for a minute. And let's see. Where's my card? I want an idea. Okay. So the big piece goes in the corner up here. And then the small piece goes under here. And then the short piece goes up here. And the long piece goes down here. Okay? So just to give you an idea. And if you think that's too boring as far as colors go, because I'm looking for the white piece. Where did my white piece go? Here it is. That's what I wanted. I turned it around. Oh yeah, I like that much better. I wanted the white. Okay, that makes me happy. Super. Okay, we're ready to get going. So we're using liquid adhesive, and just keep in your mind a skinny little border. Skinny, skinny, 1/8 of an inch. Okay, this is the one time when skinny is good. If you're naturally skinny, that's okay too. But if you're not, skinny's overrated. Don't forget it. We just about kill ourselves trying to be skinny. Okay, enough of that. We're not here to talk diets. Okay, up we go, nice and thin. There. And now the little guy. I'm starting at the top. Let's see, do I have any? No, we're good, we're good, we're good. I don't know how many of you guys are creating along with me. And then, of course, the purpose is when I'm done making these cards, be sure to nominate someone, because one of these cards is going in the mail for Cheer Corner. So, you know what? I think I might have left too skinny of a border. Well, then I'll just leave a bigger one in the middle. It's okay. You know what? Cards don't have to be perfect, contrary to public opinion. Sometimes I like it that there's a slight imperfection in the card. It proves, see, this is cute too, this other side. See, you can get distracted. You definitely can get distracted. But the neat thing is, oh, that is super cute, isn't it? Oh, oh. Like so, or like so. All right, well, I'm going to stick to the original plan. But you can see how this is fun, because when we make a stack of cards, sometimes we don't like making stacks of cards because it gets boring making the same card. But with this technique, it's not boring. All right, so I'm just going up. I'm just a sec. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. It's amazing how strong this glue is, okay? So sometimes I pressed too hard or didn't add enough glue. It's okay. I'm trying to keep this space the same and this space the same, and that will be more pleasing to the eye, okay? So if you make a bit of a mistake, you kind of have to stick with it and be consistent in that error. And then when you're using this paper, make sure your bird's not upside down, okay? And I am going to, if I have time, I have a meeting at 11, so, and that was unexpected. There we go. Oh, it worked out just fine, okay? So I'm just going to leave this now, although you know what? Maybe I'll show you the inside. We'll do one inside, because I might not have time to do all the insides. So here I have a piece of computer paper. You can cut those 3 or 6 at a time because it's thin. And what I do is I only add a little bit of adhesive to the very top. And the reason I do that is that way the people can re-gift my card. And I am so glad that I turned my phone on Do Not Disturb, because people are trying to get a hold of me. All right, so now, remember that 3/4 of an inch that we cut off? We're going to put that inside the card. Isn't that cute? Yes. This just adds that extra touch. We call that bringing the party inside. There. Slide, slide, slide. There we go. I now have a store on my Facebook page. I'm quite happy about that. I'm using that to sell off my retired stamps, and that's going to be our honeymoon fund. Okay, so this card isn't done yet. I just wanted to show you how to do the inside. We're going to finish all the cards at the same time. Second card. Okay, so again, black card base. So you've chosen a color cardstock, whatever matches with your paper. So let's see if I can perfect this a little bit. And remember, if you're a little more generous with your liquid adhesive, you will be able to slide it around a little bit more. And the idea is to not put any pressure on yet. Just lightly slide it around. There, I think that's good. There. And then the big one. So I start with, well, now I'm going to do it differently. Last time I started at the top, this time I'm doing the sides. You can decide how you want to do your cards, what works best for you. Sliding it off. And I have to tell you, I wasn't that keen on this paper at first. I'm not that much of a pastel girl. Although for my wedding flowers, I'm definitely choosing pastel. Now remember what I told you about the bird? I'm just making a liar out of myself. The bird is now sideways and there's nothing to be done about it. It is what it is. So for this one, you could, if you've got a sideways bird, you could use the green. Look, that actually doesn't look too bad. Yeah, and if you would use the green, I would use maybe this side as well. What do you think? Nah, no, I'm sticking with it. I can't be squirrely. I'm going to make all these cards with the same pattern so that it's pleasing to the eye. What if I do it this way? He's still sideways, but he's not upside down. He is upside down. Okay. Well, you know what? Maybe it's a nuthatch. Nuthatches, when they eat, they hang upside down. Okay? So we're just going to say this is a nuthatch. And I always have a justification. Always. That's not always a good thing. I was a bit of a mischievous child, and I did get into trouble now and then. And I was always pretty good with words, so I was pretty good with the excuses. And I had quite the imagination. One time, I was the treasurer. This was in grade 9. I was the treasurer for student council or something. And we had to go to the bank. So we weren't allowed off school property. It was in Guelph, Ontario. We weren't allowed off school property. But as the treasurer, we had to go to the bank at lunchtime. So we went to the bank downtown. And normally the walk to the bank, we could easily get back and forth within the lunch period. But we also had a very sweet tooth. I still kind of do. Now I have to think carefully here. Oh, he's going to be upside down again. And it can't go this way. It has to go this way. Oh, no, this works. Okay. Anyway, there was a Dutch store downtown. It was called the Dutch Toko. And you know what? I never knew that the word toko, I thought that's such a weird name. I found out that toko just means shop, and I think it's an Indonesian word. But anyway, we went to pick up droppies, which is Dutch salted licorice. And so we were late getting back, so we were in trouble. So this was my excuse. And I wasn't telling a lie. I wasn't. I was embellishing, but I wasn't telling a lie. I said there was a really long lineup at the bank. And so it took us forever, and that's why we were late. And you know what? Truth be told, there was a really long lineup at the bank, but we were at the front of the line. I thought that was so clever of me. Bad girl. Yeah. Anyway, so now we have this one. Okay. But you can see how this pattern paper just looks really cute together. And I had a lot of fun making these cards. And this is one of the reasons I love Stampin' Up! Is with you can pick the card and the cardstock and the coordinating paper, and then there's almost always some sort of coordinating ribbon to go with it. And what happens is you just get this card that looks so put together. And if you're scrambling to buy products from this, that, and the other, and trust me, I've done that because I love pattern paper. Oh, look, I might have made a mistake here. I'm going to put these right together so that I have a border. Yeah, that's what happens when you talk too much. I have no idea what I did there, but that's just the way it's going to be, and no one's going to know any different. Okay? It's going to get covered anyway. It's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I have no idea what happened there. However, it is what it is. So now this one's going to go at the top. And I always get mixed up. Whether it's because, yeah. Okay, good. Sorry. I am spatially challenged, believe it or not. I had a class on Saturday, and they had to laugh at me, and they said to me, you have been doing this now for how many years? Because I was struggling with how to put it on the Stamparatus so that it would be stamping away from the hinge. And yeah, I'll readily admit that it's difficult for me. So I'm spatially dyslexic, you know. If you go shopping with me, I mean, it could drive you nuts, but I'm telling you, just have a sense of humor about it. My father's the same way. When we go out of a store in the mall, we automatically turn the wrong way. And sometimes I have to walk a few steps before I realize that I've made a mistake. Yeah, that's me. Hence the nickname Squirrel. Although, yeah, who knows? It's a good thing I'm not a squirrel. I probably would have been hit by a car a long time ago. Crossing the street. There. Okay, and then we're almost ready to finish them off. And what I used was tailor-made tags. Now, I like that, but I'm going to turn it the other way, and I like this better. So always check your pattern paper to see what's more visually pleasing. And the reason I chose to turn it this way is that it feels a little heavier to me to have the flowers at the bottom and the leaf pointing up. It's a bit of a scrapbooking technique. Okay, so now we are going to look at tailor-made tags. And I keep them in since there isn't a stamp set to go with this, I keep them in their own case, and I don't have a magnet in here yet, but I'm ordering them from Amazon, and I will include a link to those. I'll include a link to that tag maker too. It's awesome. It looks like, you know, those old school things. Yeah, reminds me of being a kid. So here are the tailor-made tags, and I will include a link for the magnetic sheets that go in the inside. And what's neat is that you've got some with straight edges, some with curved edges, and then there's also a little die cut that does a little hole. But we're covering our holes with a bow, so we don't need that today. But I have cut some out so you can see. Here are the, you know what, I'm gonna zoom in now, okay, so you can see a little bit better. Let's have a look. What I like about them is that they are also stitched. We're gonna be using this size, and this is what I'm gonna do with the other paper if we have time. So that's the biggest one. And, oops, my fingers are a little sticky. I'm getting quite good at and if you just roll it like this, it gets clean. I'm getting really good at using liquid adhesive, but when I'm in a hurry, then it's not so good. And then, of course, I don't have the patience to clean off my hands. Anyway, so here you can see the stacks of tags. We're using the second largest one, okay? But for the other ones, if I have time, I'm hoping to make one card with this, because this is super cute too, okay? Put that aside, Jackie. All right, we're going to use this one. And I have 4. I told you guys 4 tags. You can also, Debbie had used a tag punch, but I don't have that tag punch. I thought it was too short and squat. I'm kind of regretting that now because punches are quick. Punches are fantastic. Man, I'm moving this. I'm hoping you were able to see what I was doing. I feel like I was stamping too far over. Okay, Stamparatus time. Here we go. And we are going to, I'm going to take this plate out. And we're going to use the, what's it called? Friendly Hello button. And I have a feeling that I didn't get it out, and I didn't. So we're also going to use the flowing flowers, and I'm only using the thank you from that, okay? So if you're thinking about thanking anybody, now is the time. Oh, you know what? I'm going to do it this way. Here, let me get in the picture. Let's move all these out of the way. It's a good idea to put a stamp case underneath this arm because then you have stability, okay? You've got a good, and I have to look at my card because I forget. Oh yeah, the thank you is going to go right by the hole, so I've got to do it upside down. This is a beautiful font for thank you. I really love it. Okay. Magnet, Jackie, magnet, and then close the thing. Oh, Patty Bennett was doing this, and her plate is just perfectly clean. Look at mine. It's absolutely filthy. It looks like the windows for my grandkids. Okay, now I'm looking here to see that it's straight, and it's not, so I'm just going to move it a little bit. Now it's straight. We're using Memento Black. Oh, look there, you can see my ring. This is what happens. My fingers are skinny at the bottom, and the thing slides around. So that's why you hardly ever get to see it, but isn't it beautiful? It's an aquamarine, and it reminds me of the ocean that used to separate us. Aren't I philosophical? Yeah, sometimes I can be. Okay. So basic black. It looks crooked on there, and it is. It's slightly crooked. I thought I did it straight, but let's see. Let me turn it around. Well, it's slightly crooked, but that's okay. So now we're going to put the bird. Maybe, you know what, we'll do all the thank yous first. No. You know what? I'm going to put this here, and I'm going to find my, this one, Friendly Hello bundle. Thank goodness I saw it this morning, here. And everything is still going well because my phone is saying like restart or something. That would not be good, but I see things are going, so it should be good. We're going to use the pretty bird, and we want to stamp it in Pool Party. But let's first fix this. I don't like it that it's crooked. We're going to clean it if I can find my cleaner. Of course, I cannot find my cleaner. It's on my table. All right, let me fix this. Let's stamp it off so I don't get dirty fingers. See, you can see, I just stamped on my grid paper that's in here, and you can see the U is just off by just a 1/16 of an inch. Doesn't that drive you crazy? Who has eyes that straight? Not me. Well, you know what? I always tell you that good enough is good enough, and now I have to live according to my words. And the thank you is on the whole side. So, and there's a piece of sticky here that's driving me nuts. All right, that's a bit better. In the corner. This is supposed to be easy. Oh well, if you guys are getting a laugh out of it, that's good. Welcome to the real world of the Pampered Stamper. Oh, look at that, I did it. Yes. Okay, much better. Actually, you know why? That's why we have a Stamparatus, so that we can straighten things. If you didn't use the Stamparatus, you'd have to live with it, which would be fine. But I know that there were some people that hadn't stamped in a long time at my class on Saturday. They were very impressed with the Stamparatus. Sharon, if you're watching, leave a comment. Tell people what you thought. There we go. Oh, there was something on that, on the U. I'm not going to touch it, but there must have been a little fuzzy stuck to it. All right, so now we have that. I can take this off. I should clean it first, I know. I'm just gently putting it away. Now we want to put the bird on. So we're going to turn it this way. It's too bad about that U. I'm not happy about that. And now I think that my magnet is going to be at the wrong side. So the magnet is going to go right in the corner. And now the bird, I want as much as the bird on as possible. There we go. Oh, and guess what? I just made a mistake. The bird is photopolymer. The thank you was red rubber. So when you're using a photopolymer stamp, you need to put that black insert. That black foam insert that came in your Stamparatus, that's what it's for. Okay, and then I don't need this, well, yeah, I don't need the piece of paper, really, no. If you're really finicky about it, you would put the paper in there because you're gonna get ink on this black thing, but it's black for a reason. That's what I think anyway. So now we're gonna use Pool Party because the thing is you've got so many patterns going on in your card that you don't want to make your tag too busy or it's gonna be like, oh, I don't know where to look. So that's why we're using really light colors that coordinate with your cardstock, but don't pack a big punch. So let's take a look, see? And I'm gonna actually go a little bit higher on this tag because there's room. I like my other one better. Let me see. See, look at this. Although my thank you was a little bit lower, but see how I have more of the bird on here? I have them sitting up a bit straighter. So let's do another one. And now mind you, if you've already made yours and made the same mistake as me, don't worry about it. People aren't gonna see the original card, so they're not gonna know that it can look better. So we're not gonna tell them. Right? Do not apologize for your card. Okay, so we're gonna have them sitting up a little bit more. I made a mistake. Oh yeah, this is way better. Way, way, way better. Okay. Don't you love it when I make mistakes? Because when I make mistakes, you learn from them. Great reason to watch me. You will see my mistakes. Just see the difference now. Look at that, and then look at this guy. This one looks a little bit sad compared to, I mean, it's fine, but this one looks way, way better. And I wasn't paying attention to the branch because he's still sitting properly. So, good, better, best. All right. Isn't this fun? Yeah. I hope you comment. If you've been a silent watcher and you haven't dared to comment, please do. It makes my day. It really, really does because, you know, hardly any in-person classes and I won't be doing many because it just doesn't work with my lifestyle. The kids are moving in with me for 6 weeks because they bought a house and they can't get into their house yet. So thankfully I have a big house and that's going to be a unique opportunity for me to spend time with my grandkids, like a lot of time. So how awesome is that? But that means I'm not going to be able to do as much and that's okay. So enjoy me while you can. I might share old videos. Who knows? I'll find a creative way. Okay, so we have our tags done. So now we're ready to finish up our card. Take a look at this. So we're going to take our tags. We're going to pop them up. Oh, isn't that great? Oh, I love it. Okay, so a couple dimensionals, and you only need 3. okay? And in fact, watch this. We're going to do this assembly line style. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Flip them all. 1. Oh, see, and it doesn't even matter. Random. And you know what? You could use 4, but the less that you use, the longer your dimensionals are going to last. And you know what? You're not driving a truck over these things, so it's not like it has to save your life by being super stable. Okay? There. Random. Just like me. Okay. So then we're going to peel them off. And if you're cringing that I'm just throwing these things down, I know. So I'm going to put that like so. 1. And now here's the dud. See, here's where I screwed up. Now watch. It's going to get covered a little bit. I'm going to be strategic here. Look at that. This one's going to go a little bit, well, maybe not. Doesn't have to go that low. There. Now, people can hardly tell. They're not going to know. So, no stress. Card making is supposed to be easy. It's supposed to be fun. So, don't sweat the small stuff. And it's all small stuff. Very few things in life are that important that they're worth worrying about. Oh, and I have a really good tip for you. These are very uncertain times that we're living in, right? It's, so much going on in the world. The war in Ukraine being prominent on the list. If it's keeping you up at night, if you're worrying a lot, I want you to do something for me. I want you to grab a journal and I want you to write down everything that you're worried about. Most people will not be able to write for more than 15 minutes because a lot of your worries overlap. And just by doing the exercise of writing down your worries, it's going to help you find a place for them. Because the reason you can't sleep is because those worries keep rattling around in your head and they don't have a place to land. So I hope you find that helpful. I have my bows here. And of course, prayer is always the best answer. That's why we have a God. Talk to him. Tell him. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. I've had so many God moments this week. It's incredible. And I just love it. Okay, now my glue dots were used in a class and I can tell. So no one felt comfortable doing something with my glue dots. But I just found the last glue dot. Can you see it? There. Oh yeah, it's kind of right there. So what you do is you tear this piece off so that the last glue dot is covered. That's good glue dot etiquette. And the reason is you want those glue dots to stay covered or they're going to get stuck in the inside of your box. So now I'm taking my bow and I'm shoving it on the glue dot. And it comes off and then we're just going to shove it on here. And look at that. There's our card. How cute is that? Okay. I think I'm going to have time to do a card with the other paper. I'm so excited about it. I didn't decide what color I was going to use for the base of my cardstock, but I'm going to have to figure that out. There. Lovely, lovely, lovely. All right. I'm so curious what you think of this. I just think this is genius. I love it so much. People say that card making is an expensive hobby, but it doesn't have to be. You just have to show a little self-restraint. It's amazing what you can do with a pack of paper and a stamp set and ink, even if you just have black and one color. There. Well, maybe that one's a little bit, yeah, that's good. Okay, so let's take a peek. And all these, well, this is the old one. These are all going to coordinate. I didn't flip anything. I didn't finish off all the insides. But how cute are they? I can't get a fourth one in here. And it's not focusing that great. Come on, camera, focus. Here. There. Okay. And then the inside. Isn't that cute? Yeah. All right, let's put those away. And let's see what we have with this paper. Okay, so here I have, this is the paper from Blessings of Home. And I've done a beautiful class with the blues, but I wanted to do something with the B paper. So let's have a look. So we have our 6x6, and we're going to trim it. Thanks, Karen. Yeah. All right, so here we go. We're going to cut it, remember, at 4 inches. So then we have a 4" by 6" piece here. We're going to cut off 3/4 of an inch. Oh, I'm not in. 3/4 of an inch. Slide it over. And then we're going to, I have to find my little thing. We're going to cut it at 2 3/4. There we go. And then we're going to cut this piece at 3 inches. Tuck, tuck, tuck. And then this one is going to be cut at 2 inches. And then we're going to do our stack and shuffle. Let me move that. Oh yeah, we have to do it in the right order. There. Okay, these ones we're going to save for something else. And now we're going to do our piles. Okay, so we start with the green. Goodness. And then the board. I could probably find a faster way of doing this, but what the heck. Here, here. It's probably nice to have it twice. Here. Okay, so now we have our 4 piles. And the first one we put 1 underneath. The second one we put 2 underneath. The third one we put 3 underneath. And then we make our piles. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Oh. I made a mistake. 1, 2. Do I have a piece left on my paper trimmer? I do not. Okay, I have to think carefully now. Ah! This one? Well, I'm definitely missing one. I'm missing a little piece. I must have a double somewhere. Gosh, okay, well, good thing this is the last one. I'm going to do the first card. Actually, no, I want to do this one. Oh, look, this one has 2 of the same. Here's where I made a mistake. Let's see. Well, who knows? Who knows, people? Huh. Well, gosh, that annoys me very, very much. All right, well, you know what? We're going to go with, what's this one? I have 2 of this one. I went too fast, didn't I? I went too fast. This one has 2. Oh, dear, 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 dear. Okay, you know what? Here we go. This one has 1 of these. There, I've got a pile. I'll sort this out off screen. You know what? This is a true Jackie moment. Do not rush, guys. I was getting a little rushy. So I think we're going to use, just maybe a basic white base. Let me look. And I'm switching it up because the fold is going the other way. That doesn't matter. Bone folder, score. All right, here we go. Move this one out of the way. And we start with our big one. Okay, so the big one's going to go at the top. Little guy. Oops, move over, Jackie. And this one. Okay? That looks good. Okay. Yeah. I think we might be getting a little bit of freezing rain here. I'm glad I don't have to drive. We had such a glorious day yesterday. I think it got as high as 17. It was sunny. It was just one of those days where you are just so happy to be alive. And I was thinking, oh, you know, we're so blessed here. And whoa. I just slid that the wrong way. And I could tell it wasn't going to move for me again. Okay, you know what? Add a little more adhesive. Anyway, all I was thinking of those, what's the weather like in the Ukraine? What are they doing, those poor people? Are they having to run and flee and leave their homes and their family and their men behind? And so just pray for them. The colors of the Ukraine are blue and yellow, and their flower is a sunflower. So people are making cards and just hashtagging cards for Ukraine. Now we know that it's not going to, you know, help them in the sense that it's not going to change the war, but it does get people thinking. It reminds people. People are on social media, they're going to see those cards, they're going to see the colors, and they're going to think about it, because sometimes we forget. You know, we might think about it for the first few days and then we go on with our lives. And yeah. So I am going to look as well on Amazon to see if I could find a bow maker, because the bow maker is a really cool thing. That's what I use to make my bows, and I'll show you. So here, look how cute that is. This is a bigger tag. You can lift it up to see where you want it to go. You could do it sideways if you want, but I think I'm going to keep it straight. So let's pop that up. My dimensionals are here. Now for this one, because it's a bigger tag, I am going to use 4 dimensionals here. And then I have tied some soft succulent ribbon, because there is some soft succulent in that green piece. I was really struggling with which color. I don't have any pale papaya. That would have been my other choice, but I think the succulent's going to be better. And I think I'm also going to, I'm putting this so that that bow is going to be right on that juncture. So let's have a look. Glue dots. So here we find the last glue dot, give it a press, and how cute is that? Isn't that lovely? You could add a little bit of color to her if you want. Don't forget to tear that off. And don't forget to comment, give me a thumbs up, and share, and then you might win the mouse pad. Now let me see if I have the ribbon. I do. So here is my homemade ribbon thing. So depending on the size of your ribbon, so if you have a super skinny ribbon, you can move them closer together. If you've got really wide ribbon, you're going to put it this far apart. But I'm doing this, and then you take your ribbon, and I don't know how well this will video, but you're just going around the back. You're making an X like this. You take the one on the left and you go over and under, and then you tie a knot, and that is it. See, tie the knot and then slide it off, and then you have a bow. And you know what, I think I'll show you. See, and then you just trim your, if you give them a little tug, hold on, tug, and then they go down. And we'll just trim that. And I'll see if I can find, oh, I cut that too short. Bad girl, I wasted ribbon. I'm gonna see if I have a wider ribbon to show you. Here, let's have a look. You can see that while I grab my ribbon. And here. So you can see how the card looks totally different when you have different paper, and they both look lovely. And also different when they have a bigger tag. Okay, I have a super wide ribbon. This stuff is awful to get that plastic off. I try to push it up so that I can get my scissors in there, but sometimes it doesn't work. And you know, I have gone so far as to tear the whole cardstock off. All right, one more bow, and then I have to go. And that rhymes. So you take your ribbon. Oh, we're gonna move it right as wide as it can go. Take your ribbon around the back, make an X, whoops, see, make an X, take this piece, go around the top, there, and then we're going to tie it in a knot. Not a knot, just one, and pull nice and tight, because you want that piece to be tight in the middle. And now look at that, look how cute. Isn't that great? You can scrunch it a little bit if you need to, and then if you put your fingers inside, you can fluff up your bow a little bit. See? And oh yeah, I'm so glad I remember to turn my phone off today. All right, because I've had several calls and you guys didn't get disturbed. All right, thank you so much for joining me today. I had a lot of fun with you. I hope you had fun with me. I'm so excited that my YouTube channel is growing. So if you're watching on YouTube, be sure to click that red subscribe button on the bottom right-hand corner. Give me a thumbs up And I still have to edit the video, so I'll add links to the supplies that I use, but there's a little thing underneath that says show more. If you click on that, all of a sudden this whole magic place opens up. I did not know that right away, but I figured that out and I thought maybe you don't know either. So when you click on that show more, that's where you can read my story about it. You can read the links that you need. Any other helpful tips are in there as well. All right, thank you and have a super day. I have to go.